this football club. Looking forward to that one. Loads of things happen this week, transfer window wise. Man City losing to Arsenal. A lot of things in Italy, a lot of things in Spain as well. So we'll have all our experts that will provide some insights directly from the corresponding country. So looking forward to that one. Just received a notification that Gonzalo Ramos joins PSG on a loan, which is a good news. Only on the loan, but we'll discuss this in a second. Before we kick it off, I just would like you guys to remember that you can join the show on FanFest Live by clicking the link that is described in the title of this video, or either copy and paste it. We need a lot of people to join on FanFest, so you can engage with us in the comment section, but also you have the ability to request to join the show as well. Every week, starting next week, we'll have a little game with giveaways from our sponsor, Vieille Rue Vintage Shop, which is a shop specialized in vintage football kits, vintage football jackets, items, caps, everything from all clubs everywhere in Europe, everywhere in the world, actually. They will put up in place a promo code starting next week, available for people joining on FanFest. So do not hesitate to join us. And if you want to share your opinion with us, you have also the ability to jump on the stream. So do it on FanFest. Big up to them. So yeah, let's kick it off. We have in the building today already with an amazing set design as well. The setup is better than last week in the kitchen, Alessandro. Yeah.
I'm in my proper setup now, so
much better.
You'll tell me in a second about your sign kits and everything. That looks sick.
Yeah.
That looks sick. And the one and only Victor is in the building as well, live and direct from Spain. How you doing, my friend?
Great. Having great days here.
What is that football kit? It does not look like a Real Madrid football kit.
I know, man. This is my hometown's club, from Avila. They play in 4th division, so they're
support your local club always.
Yeah.
Support your local club always. And the one and only don't add to stream. Dubs is in the building.
Hey,
how
man.
you doing?
I'm good. I've just finished another stream.
I thought you would have said you're not feeling that good after the Arsenal defeat, mate. What's going on?
Right, because we've lost our last 3 community shields, right? The difference is most community shields we look really bad in. I'm actually very happy with everything I saw in the game yesterday. So I didn't go into the game thinking we beat Arsenal. I knew it meant more to them than it did us. To be fair, we actually put a team out, and I think we looked like a team that cared about it. And I'm happy with the performance. I know this is it's funny because, we now have people saying that Haaland, very short memories, people saying, Haaland, this many touches. I'm like, same thing as last community shield, right? Okay, if you not want, I just said to a load of people on the stream, listen, I say this most years, to people between August and January, that you're comparing a City in that part of the season to a City at the business end. And it's never usually me that has egg on my face at the end of the season. So I'm giving you a bit of advice. Be careful what you say.
You said the stats around every club that is winning the Community Shield is usually losing the Premier League.
It's like, I think the 2 clubs that have done it is City and United that have won it and then won the league.
It's not that bad. It's kind of a good omen for you then for next season.
Yeah, and look, a lot of Arsenal fans have said that they didn't win the league last season because Kim Kardashian came and watched their game. That's what they said. So if we're
PSG as well, but we won the league, bro.
But if they want to go with that narrative, they've got to believe all these little superstitions, which is good luck with that. That's more pressure on you. But I don't want to be here and knock Arsenal. I think Arsenal also look really good. I've got to salute Arsenal for fighting till the end, and actually getting that goal. Trossard for shooting, because most Arsenal players would usually have laid it off to someone else. 2 deflections, but the only thing I didn't really see much that I don't know. We know Man City penalties absolutely dog shit, right? Sorry.
Yes.
I said before we started taking the penalties, I said to Cass, who I live with,
No, that's fine, bro. You can swear. We don't give a shit. That's all good.
I said, I don't want to see any of our experienced players that you would think would be clinical at penalties. I don't want to see any of them take them, because the truth is Aguero used to miss them for us. Haaland's already missed some for us. De Bruyne's not great at penalties. Mahrez has missed them for us. When it comes to penalties and Man City, for some reason, even our most clinical of players miss penalties. And De Bruyne's penalty was lucky it even hit the crossbar. That could have been in row Z. So it's what it is, man. It was a good competitive game. Foden and Cole Palmer, for me, that was the one that, like, seeing Foden play in an 8 role and cook like that, and seeing Cole Palmer step in and score. I take positives from it. And
tell us a little bit about that post game interview from Pep, like when he was mentioning, he was a bit bitter or something when he mentioned.
I thought about that.
We lost because we won 3 Champions League, 3 Premier League in a row, etc. It's kind of a mind game, or like an actual now competition between Arteta and Pep now.
Do you know what? Pep has learned really well how to deal with the English media. And Eric Cantona summed it up. If you go back to the very early days of the Premier League, when Eric Cantona came out with that about when the seagulls follow the trawler or something in one.
Eric Cantona.
And when
that is a mythical one,
right? And when he got asked about why he said that and what the meaning was, he said there was no meaning. I get, like, as players and managers, you get told you have to go and face the press. He goes, so I just said the first thing that came to my mind, and it got them all thinking. And this is a thing that you can very easily go out and get rattled, or you can go out and actually just think, how does this actually impact on me speaking to the media? How does that impact on the pitch? Or can I just say whatever? And I think that's the difference between Pep and Klopp. Klopp still gets very rattled by the media, whereas Pep just goes out and says whatever he wants and laughs about it. You can see the smirk on his face. It's a community shield. I'm not trying to knock Arsenal fans neither, by the way. Arsenal fans should celebrate it, and they have got over a hurdle of beating a team that haven't beaten like 16 games. But to me, as a City fan, I'm not going to get, oh God, that's it. Like, don't get me wrong. There are City fans out there.
Let's be honest. The equalizer is a bit of a lucky one. Like, you can't really do anything.
You make your own luck in football, bro. You make your own luck. So salute to them for trying. But we can't
make a second goal.
Yeah. And that was, I mean, Alvarez missed a really, really simple header for me. There's a lot of questions. The thing is, for me, I don't think Walker will start much this season, but Walker started. So we weren't playing 4 centre-backs. We were actually playing with a right-back. So I think we were maybe playing with 2 up top, where last season we weren't. We were playing more with 1 up top and 2 wingers. So just little things, but it is what it is. It's, for me, as a football fan, I thought it was a really competitive game of football. And I loved seeing my 2 young players in Foden and Cole Palmer come on. Foden showed that he really could be a Gundogan replacement long term, and Cole Palmer actually showed that he does have potential to bring the goals that Mahrez brought, because the goal was very Mahrez-esque, right? Cutting in and putting it in the top bins. So, man, football's back, and I guess when do your leagues start? By the way,
this weekend.
All the same weekend? Is it all? Do we all start the same weekend?
12th of August against Lorient. It's our first game. So this weekend, Saturday. Yeah.
Ours is 2 weeks, 22nd of August.
Yeah.
That week.
Oh, you have the Super Cup or something like that?
No, we do our Super Cup in January.
Oh, your Super Cup's different,
Super Cup thing.
Guys, which is incredible is that we are opening a new season when the previous one is not even closed, because the last tournament of the season will be the European Super Cup, and it will be played after the competitions will start in each country, in France, England, and Spain. And every day that we are talking about injuries and players getting out, every day about how many work charts they have every week, and we're getting more and more matches, and we'll get more in the next years. So
it looks like, but the Italian new Super Cup is like a small tournament now, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've got a 6-year deal with Saudi Arabia. And it's now.
Here we go again.
Nice.
Here we go again.
Same we got. It's the same we got in Spain right now.
Our league needs the money.
Real talk, bro. You got to do these things. It's nice to see you're getting on board with it,
guys. And this brings the last week discussion about it, because you'll see more people watching the Italian Super Cup in Saudi Arabia than people watching a Saudi Arabian league match. You'll see it, and it's not even their league.
Yeah.
Because we have the same in Spain. We got this little tournament in January. They go to Saudi Arabia and they play first the semi-final and then the final. And they are playing the first and the second one in the championship. And then the players, the teams that are in the final of the cup. So there are 4 teams, and this is very strange.
That is mad. That local tournaments that now are played. So Spain, Italy, we don't do that yet. In France.
I think the first one they were the Italians because they started doing the Super Cup in Japan. I think many years ago.
We did it in Beijing, China. We did it quite a few places. But the funny thing is, in the contract with Saudi Arabia, so it's 4 years, no 6 years, and in 2 of the years they can pull out of it, and they've already pulled out of this year doing it because the teams aren't
We're
big
not
enough.
on the level.
No, there's Lazio, Napoli, Fiorentina, and Inter, which them sort of teams, I think only Inter could be pretty big. Napoli, Lazio, and Fiorentina in Saudi Arabia, there's just it's nothing. There's no Juventus, no Milan, no Roma. So they've already cancelled the first one. So it's just going to be a normal
Why aren't
one.
Juventus in it?
For us,
Because
next year we'll have Osasuna and Real Sociedad, and we are having already complaints, but they can't pull out of the agreement because
why is Juve is not part of it?
Yeah, why is Juve not?
In Fiorentina because they got to the Coppa Italia.
Yes.
And then Lazio came second and Napoli won the league.
Wow.
Right, okay. And because of the fact that there's no that historic big clubs of Italy, then the Saudis, they're pulling out of the deal.
They've already pulled, which they have in their contract, they can do it.
And I guess the two clubs they want is of AC Milan and Juventus.
Milan.
Yeah, exactly.
Juventus.
Yeah, Juventus. Yeah. Okay.
So as you probably know, Alessandro, we lost our friendly against Inter Milan.
Yeah, I did. I saw.
Which we conceded 2 goals in 2 minutes. PSG is well back. Can you hear me? I'm moved places. Sometimes that happens. I don't know why.
I've still got the same name as well, by the way.
Oh,
no, not too stream.
I guess that's your nickname now, Dabs.
It'll have to be, won't it? We'll go with it now.
Now you need to embrace it. But yeah, now quickly on the French league, I think it's quite a significant thing to mention. I'm just going to talk about all the French clubs before I talk about PSG. But there is this Englishman that joined Lyon. His name is Maitland-Niles. He joined. I think it was yesterday. We don't have that many Englishmen footballers joining the French league. We had obviously the great David Beckham at the end of his career for 6 months at PSG, but it was not really joining for football purposes, obviously. But Maitland-Niles joining Lyon, which is interesting. Aubameyang from Chelsea joining Marseille as well.
Has he?
Yes, that's a lot of quite big Premier League players that are joining the French league now. I think it will be an interesting one. To be fair, Aubameyang was as soon as he joined Chelsea, it was shit, bro. It was proper shit. Like that was a massive mistake from him.
That was so English from you,
quality.
bro. That was so English from you. The way you said that, proper shit.
It was. I'm sorry. It was.
I
think it was a massive mistake from him. But I still think though that he's still a good footballer. I think he's especially in the French league. I think now he's used to the Premier League. Let's be honest. When you're used to the Premier League at that level as a striker, I think the French league can not be easy, but I think might be easier for him.
Stu, one month before joining Chelsea, he was playing at Barcelona. He was making goals.
Yeah.
So the problem is not Aubameyang, maybe,
That was Chelsea, bro.
He still got it. I think he's a massive striker for a club like Marseille, and they're gonna be after you the whole year. I think Marseille did a great team this year. They made some acquisitions, and they got Marcelino as a coach.
The thing with me and Aubameyang is if you look at him historically, like at Bayern he was great, but when I remember Real Madrid were linked with him when he was at Bayern, and they pulled out because I believe there was rumors of attitude issues, or so they pulled out. He went to Arsenal. Was great at Arsenal, unreal. But it's very clear the minute Arteta got there, he noticed there's if things don't go his way, there can be, he's one of those people that will be vocal about it and can turn a dressing room. So they got rid. He went to Barca, was doing fine at Barca. Now, when he joined Chelsea, you got to remember, he joined Chelsea because Tuchel was a massive, massive, massive fan of him. I think Tuchel had said, he's like my son, right? He joined them And I think a couple of days later, Tuchel got sacked, right?
No.
Yeah,
literally.
remember,
And then the manager that came in, probably, I mean, I'd like to read the way things are and read the room. If you've joined a team where the person that you've just come in for, as in he replaced Tuchel, has got a guy that he's very close with in there, and he's got history of being a bit of a negative person in the dressing room, I think very quickly, Potter didn't give him a chance. Potter was just like, nah, you're not starting for us. I mean, I think it was to the point where in the Champions League, when they qualified, he wasn't in their squad. Because Brozier was injured. Instead of putting Aubameyang even as a squad player, as an option, he didn't even put him in the squad. And for me, that's just, don't want to give this guy a chance.
No. As a Premier League expert, and obviously Arsenal being, I wouldn't say they are your rivals. Last year, they're now trying to compete with you guys, but would you say Arsenal would have achieved what they achieved last season if they kept Aubameyang in the squad?
No. Well, look, everything that Arteta has done at Arsenal, like from his first press conference, I thought he'd left City too early. But the minute he got there, in his first press conference, he said, there's so much wrong at this club. Everyone's pulling in the wrong direction. There's people in the dressing room that disagree with others. And look, as a manager, if you have anyone in that dressing room that don't want to, especially when you're like Arteta or Pep, where it's system-based football, if you have anyone that doesn't believe in the system or disagrees with you, they're not at the right club. You've got to get rid of him. And I think he was spot on to get rid of him. And, you know, Arsenal fans really weren't keen on it. But now they kind of see, like Ozil. Ozil was another tough one for them to take. But they had to take it.
Ozil was a very tough one,
And now look at their dressing room. Like, they're all together. They're pulling in the same direction. So it is what it is. But Aubameyang, you get him firing. He's a top-class goal scorer, 100%.
Sure.
Have you seen that interview? I've watched the Amazon Prime documentary, like All or Nothing on Arsenal as well. I think as many of you did. But I remember there was a post interview on the British media. I think it was maybe in Italy. Aubameyang was saying Arteta needs some players that are complying, that young players with not much influence, not much character. That can basically just obey to all the orders of the gaffer, and they cannot really show some.
He came under criticism, and he came under criticism for it at the time. That a lot of the Arsenal fans, there is an element of Arsenal fans that it was a bigger element that were Arteta out. It's got smaller, but they were backing that idea, saying, he just wants yes men. But I think Arteta had a very clear vision. Right, but whereas people like Pep, people like Ancelotti, if you've got a record behind you, you can go to clubs. Zidane, to be fair, would be another one. That if you've done all the stuff these managers have done, Conte's another one. If you can go and people will listen to you, because if you say no, this is the way it has to be. Who are they to disagree with you? But at the time,
it comes with your the owners and people at a board level backing you up as well.
Yeah, 100%. But that's what if they don't, then, and that's what happened at Arsenal. That maybe some of the Arsenal fans felt, who's Arteta to tell some of these players what to do? But the fact of the matter is, he's your manager now. Yeah, like whether you like that or not, he's your manager. And the board has changed at Arsenal because of Arteta. The board has started backing Arteta, doing what believing in him, and the proof's in the pudding. Like I always say this: the board and the manager. They have to work. Any machine has to have all the people that know how to do their job in, and the board has to allow them to do their job. The board can't have finance turning around and telling players, now we don't think this is the player you should go for, right? It all has to align. And the minute a board, anyone steps out of their role and starts trying to tell someone how to do their job, the whole thing will collapse. That's not just in football. That's in any walk of life. And I think that's where Arsenal have got it right. And do you know what, bro? Sorry to say it, but maybe that's where your club's gone a little bit wrong.
Yes. That's that. Do you know? This is
I knew you were leading it there.
I was trying to make right. That's exactly what. Because when that Aubameyang decision happened, I was like, bro, like he has tattoos of Arsenal. Like he's a captain of the club. He's a massive lover of the club, and the fans loved him as well back in the days, And it was really controversial, but the owners and the gaffer, they had the balls to do it because it was in the best interest of the club, because they behaved as an institution. And I was like, wow, that is exactly the type of decision that PSG should do, because if you want to behave as an institution, you should take this kind of hard choices. Real Madrid, bro. Victor, what's going on in Spain?
We lost last week against Juventus. As every season, every pre-season, they are not the right intensity on the matches, and they get losses like this. No defense at all, obviously. They're just going there for having some good time on LA and Dallas and Las Vegas, and they're coming back to Spain. But now they seem they're ready for the championship. So I hope, we will start this Saturday against Athletic de Bilbao. So I hope we will start the La Liga this year with a victory, but I don't know. It's going to be really weird because the preseason hadn't been gone except for Bellingham. Bellingham is a nice surprise for everyone here. We love.
What are your thoughts around Bellingham on preseason? Like, you guys are convinced that it will add quality to the squad?
Sure, man.
Happy with it for now?
Yeah, for sure. The only thing, they are changing the system in order to play a 4-4-2, more or less. With a false 9 playing in the midfield more than in the strike. And I think this could be a problem till Vinicius and Rodrigo will get used to that.
Sorry, my cat is mewing. I'll have to open the door. Carry on.
No worries. But in any case, I think if we have Bellingham in the midfield, this team is gonna be great. He's playing awesome. He has a huge quality. So for sure, he's adding quality to the team, man. Every ball he touches, some people they're already saying they remember
Victor,
him.
We need to talk about
Zidane,
Zidane. He's getting the Zidane ratings already.
Already, yes, because he has the 5 in the the jersey. So now people are starting making comparisons and so on.
Just to put this out there,
it's far away for sure.
For me, right? How bold do I want to be with this? I'll be definitely. I can say all day long. For me, the best winger ever. Winger, would you say Zidane's a winger? Attacking midfielder,
No,
attacking midfielder,
attacking
midfielder is Zidane. It's very hard, I guess, with what Messi have done, but I don't know. For me, when we talk about your best ever players, I guess as a child, because as a child you have heroes. When you get older, you can't really have for me, it's Zidane, bro. Like, I remember as a kid watching Zidane play football and just think that man is absolute different gravy to anything I've ever seen.
Imagine the same being a Real Madrid fan and being in the stadium with him, watching that player in direct was awesome.
Yeah. When you have a chance, have a watch is the replay of Zidane's game against Brazil during the 1998 World Cup. And we were talking about Brazil with Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, like everyone, bro.
Well, Ronaldo got sick the night before.
He made them look, bro. Like
that's the key. Do you know what it was? That if we're talking about, like, don't get me wrong, you can go and watch the clips back of Ronaldinho, oh my god.
That's my favorite player of all time.
But I would just say that if we're talking over their whole football career, effectiveness, with being able to do all of that, but also being effective, and just the overall thing, not the how silky. And don't get me wrong, Zidane can be silky, but for me personally, everyone's different. I just think Zidane was just like
Ronaldinho is slightly different, but especially he was a PSG player, so I'm totally in love with Ronaldo. Would you have Ronaldinho at Real Madrid? Is that something you regret?
Well, we got Beckham the same year, so not the same. But at that time, the team wasn't fitting for a player like Ronaldinho, because we already had at that time Zidane and Raúl and still Figo and still all those big players. So I wasn't sure if Ronaldinho would get to Real Madrid on those years, if he would go on the 11, So maybe he would be on the bench. So we don't know. So we don't regret having Ronaldinho and leaving for Barcelona the next year, obviously. And I totally agree with Dabs right now. He was saying about, that's remember when you were a kid and you were watching your favorite player or idol. So for me with Zidane is the same, So for me, still Bellingham is so far away. But, he has some moves, some controls, some things that remembers you to Zidane a bit. And, it's some illusion, just hope for us. Because we're seeing a club that we were not getting big acquisitions in the last summers, Nobody was coming to Real Madrid. We were waiting always for Mbappe, and waiting. And finally we got Bellingham.
Bro, Mbappe, they took off off all the kits in the store with the name set and Mbappe today. I've seen the video.
I saw it.
Today you have people in the store working for the store. They took out all the kits with the Mbappe name set today. There are videos everywhere.
And he's with your B team right now. It's with the B team, isn't he?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
mad,
people
bro.
are now start to say something's going to happen in the next few days.
Yeah. Just quickly on Bellingham, it's fun. The one thing I can say is, I guess, an England fan, the one thing that was very clear with Bellingham from when I think he was still 17, is when he was playing for England at an international level, and he was looking more comfortable and more experienced on the ball than seasoned, like 28, 29-year-old central midfielders. Bellingham's IQ, football IQ, his comfortableness, reading of the game, everything. I'll just look at him and think, how is this guy 17 playing like that? And I'm not gonna lie, he's one that I wanted at City so badly, and I know Liverpool fans wanted him there. So yeah, man, it's one that we're all going to watch as well. But Zidane seems a bold statement, though.
No. It's so far away from him, but you start having things that remembers you to him. That's all, The good point is he's having a great relation with the rest of the players. There's a good chemistry in the team. You can see sometimes, for example, the other day, Kroos making an assist and then Bellingham going back to Kroos saying like, come on, what did you do, So you can see that chemistry between them, and that's great. So we'll see on these weeks, on the start of the Champions, and in the Spanish league, because we got no 9. On the other side, we got like 40 and something minutes with 1 goal, and I don't know how many shots on the target and just 1 goal. So that's a big problem for us. We don't have Benzema this year, so we don't have no goal. We'll see if Rodrigo and Vinicius will take the goals, but it's going to be hard for us. We need a 9. We need a specific 9, and you know it.
What about the But what's happened? Tell us what the thoughts in Spain around the Dembele circus. Yes, I want to know, bro.
I told you it's not Dembele circus. It's more about Barcelona and his agent circus. Last year when they want him to renovate the contract because he was ending last summer, and then he will get out this summer for free. So they make an extension of the contract. They give the player less salary, but in exchange, they give him the 50% of the next agreement when he will be sold on the next summer. He's going to be sold right now for 50 millions. The 50% is for him, 25 millions. So FC Barcelona is trying to negotiate this with the agent in order to Dembele to leave some percentage extra for the club, And if not, they're going to keep Dembele till the 21st of August because they can, by law, keep him till the 21st.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that's the point. They're trying to get some money out there because they're in need of money. Right now, it's 1 week till the champion will start, till La Liga will start next weekend, and they got like 4 players registered.
And this guy behind me, bro.
I wrote it, but
he said today.
Xavi doesn't want him.
No, I have mixed feelings about this guy, but trust me, since day one, we knew that he's always been a Barcelona player like Messi. Loved Barcelona. He mentioned it again today. I want to go back to Barcelona. Apparently, this little kitty is scared by the PSG fans showing up to his house saying that they won't.
You just call him a little kitty.
They were at his house.
Safe anymore. I want to go back to Barcelona. This, and that. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening this summer because
I saw something on Twitter from RMC saying his agent. His dad's in contact with Chelsea right now.
Yeah, it was tonight. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
but
Chelsea,
the problem,
they want to buy everyone, but they shit.
It's true. The problem with Barcelona for Neymar is, first of all, Xavi doesn't want Neymar at the team, and second one, they don't got the money.
Yes.
So last year, for example, they made an agreement to sell 25% of the Barcelona studios for 60 millions. They never got paid because it's just an agreement in order La Liga to increase their salary cap for 60 millions. And now La Liga is requiring why nobody is paying these 60 millions. And now this summer, they're trying to sell that 25% to another company, an investment fund from Germany. And they're not finally buying it, of course.
Are you guys calling them now Spotify FC in Spain or not?
Some does. Some does.
Do you know what? There's a rivalry now with Barcelona. We hate each other.
There were jokes about Barcelona.
So do we now.
Well. There were jokes about Barcelona offering 1 year in premium Spotify to Mbappe to join in Barcelona.
But the thing is, we're similar to you with Barcelona now because, like, every summer there's a certain Twitter account. Is it Managing Barca or something, right? And I went through their Twitter account one day. They speak on Man City players pretty much daily that, you know, wants their club, and like Cancelo, Gundogan, Bernardo, Laporte,
Rodri.
And even on Bernardo, Pep keeps saying, just come and put it off. So you keep telling Bernardo you want him. You keep telling the whole world you want him. But we have, to this day, in the 2 years you've wanted him, not received one single offer. Because what they deep down want is for City to go, oh, do you know what? You can have him on loan and pay us in 10 years' time. Like, stop talking on players you can't afford, right? Your stadium, Barcelona, needed a bigger refurb than Reals did, right? And Reals has cost them, I believe, about 600 million, right? And their stadium...
At the end, it's going to be like 900 million.
Right.
But they're starting at 1,200. They're starting.
Oh, because your stadium was nowhere near as bad as theirs. Look, when you go to Barcelona and you do the stadium tour, you get to see the parts of the stadium that they want to show you, right? So I remember going there and thinking, wow, it's really impressive, iconic, amazing. And then last season I went there to a game and I was like, my God, like this is like ancient Rome or something. What is going on here? The way they need to...
Now it's crazy. They're rebuilding. I've been there 1 month ago, and they're rebuilding it. And you can go through, and you know, it's right now it's a ruin. They're rebuilding it at all. You know, so it's amazing right now.
Where are they playing at the moment?
No, they're gonna start playing this year at Montjuic, the Olympic, the other stadium of Barcelona.
Whoa, that's
the ancient stadium of Espanyol of Barcelona.
The one up on the hill.
Oh no!
Yeah.
So Espanyol Barcelona, they accepted this?
No, the ancient one, because the ancient one of Espanyol is owned by the city. It's
okay, because I was saying the rivalry is quite.
No. Espanyol has right now the stadium of Espanyol is at Cornellà.
Is it the one up on the hill?
Barcelona.
The one up on the hill that used to be, but that's in bad condition as well. To be fair, isn't it? That's not.
I don't know how it is. I don't know. Sincerely, you know, I didn't see any picture about it. So
have you seen the
I guess it is in the condition because
taking the seats with them.
It's not Barcelona, you know. It's La Liga who sends some people to check that everything is in the right conditions for the TV and for the image of La Liga. So I guess it is. But
I mean, do you know what? It's probably Barcelona that also sent their people around to Neymar's house.
Probably, bro. That's a good one. Probably because, you know, they want to convince him to come back, you know, for La Liga, you know. Even apparently, as you said, you know, that I feel bad for Luis Enrique. He joined PSG thinking he's going to play Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe.
And now he has Asensio.
Messi is gone, Neymar will be gone, Mbappe will be gone.
Watching Asensio cook now.
Wow, no. His preseason was
really?
Yeah, you were right.
Look, don't get too hyped. Don't get too hyped. Every year he start on fire. He start making goals during the first 2 months. And you're like, come on, this year he's gonna be massive. He's gonna get the golden ball. He's gonna be the best one. He's gonna break everything. And then after 2 months, the third month, in December, in November, he disappears. And then he starts, you know, doing, you know, rare matches, not playing so much, not making goals. And then at the end of the season, he comes back, he makes some other goals. But every year you can be sure he's going to make 15 goals and 12, 15 assists. So he's a great player.
Last one for you for Spain, Victor. Just received a notification. I want to know what's happening in Spain and what they're saying, because apparently Ansu Fati from Barcelona was linked to PSG. So but apparently he was offered to PSG, but we have turned down the offer. And the target is Bradley Barcola. That's Barcola that we want to sign instead of Ansu Fati. Have you heard about Ansu Fati willing to leave Barcelona?
Yeah, last year he has been injured a lot of time of the season.
He's a good player. He's a very good striker. He's a massive potential.
He's a great player. He has a massive potential, as you said. You know, he's right now 21 years old. He's been one of the greatest in the Youth Academy of the history of Barcelona. Every time he has played before the injury, he made goals every day, goals, 10 minutes a goal. Then he played the whole match. He made a couple of goals. He was amazing. You know, he was the big hope of Barcelona for Messi leaving. In fact, they give him the number 10, you know, the jersey with the number 10.
True. Yeah,
with 19 years old, because of the big hope they had on him, you know. But after the injury, his level has get down, obviously, you know. He has to come back to the same level of he had before. But in any case, if you get Ansu Fati and he starts playing every day, he's going to be a massive player for sure. you know.
Okay.
And I hear it because last year when he was not playing, his dad said that they were willing to leave Barcelona, you know. Their wish was to stay at Barcelona, but if things didn't change, they will leave Barcelona. He didn't say any club, he didn't say any time, but it was the first time that Ansu Fati's dad says something about leaving Barcelona, you know, because they started the speculation saying that maybe Barcelona will make a loan with Sevilla because he came from Sevilla. Ansu Fati was born in a village of Sevilla and he has been grown around Sevilla. So they were talking about this at the first moment, but then after that, they start talking about next summer, we'll see, next summer, we'll see. We'll see how this season will end, how many minutes we will get, and then we'll see in the next summer. And now this summer, I start reading something about PSG, and as you said, it's a massive talent, so he can become a huge player. But he has to start playing every day, you know. When you're not playing and you're coming back from an injury, it's hard to become to the previous level. It's the same with Asensio. Before the injury, he was a massive player, but then after the injury, new players at the club, he start getting some minutes, not matches. So that's the problem.
Alessandro, what's going on in Italy? Who's going to be the Calcio champion this season? You know, it's always a different club every season. Do you think you can make it this season?
I think we can, but we've changed the whole new system. We went from 4-2-3-1 to 4-3-3 now to be more fluid.
Just a second. Show we love at Onana, please. Show we love at Onana. Just a second. Okay, we can all laugh at Onana. Come on,
I think they've got a better keeper now, though, with Sommer. I think they're more solid now.
So really?
I think Sommer's good. Sommer, I would say Sommer is solid.
Oh, I don't know, man.
More solid than Onana. I agree with Alessandro. Maybe Onana is more spectacular. It's a more spectacular goalkeeper. Maybe he's faster, but you know, Sommer is really a solid goalkeeper.
I listen. I'm not going to come on here and act like I've watched a lot of him, but I did see him about a week or so ago when we played Bayern, and my God, he looked absolutely shocking. To be honest, like I'm using the word shocking. That was how some of the things I saw. But you know what? Maybe that's because he knew he was on the way out and his heart's gone at Bayern. But yeah, I don't know. That's mad. Maybe he suits more. Maybe he suits more.
Are you referring to his footwork?
Yes, I am fully.
Oh yeah.
It's clumsy, isn't it?
That's not so important for them.
Yeah.
And that's a valid point. Maybe within
it's important for Guardiola, for Luis Enrique, but the other coaches,
that's a fair point.
Play with 10 players and the goalkeeper is at the goal.
Yeah, that's a fair point, to be fair.
But Alessandro, you were saying you have capacity to win the Calcio this season, innit?
I think we do, but we've got 8 new signings in. We've got more quality in depth now. Changed the new system to be more fluid in attack, so not everything's going to come through Leao. Benacer, well, our midfield has been completely changed because obviously Tonali went to Newcastle. Benacer tore his ACL in the last few weeks of the Serie A, so he's not back till 2024 around January time. So we're going into a season. Krunic is potentially going to Fenerbahce, so we're going into a season in 2 weeks' time with a 3-man midfield when we used to play 2, and all 3 of them are brand new signings with Loftus-Cheek, Reinders, and Yunus Musa. So it's going to take a lot of time for them to get into the squad and actually play with each other, because even our right wing with Chukwueze coming in as well, we've got about 5 or 6 new players in the starting 11. So for us, it's going to be tricky, especially as our first 10 games, we have to play. In the first 4 games, we've got Roma and Inter back-to-back. And in the first 10, we got Roma, Inter, Lazio, Napoli, and Juventus in the first 10 match days. So it's a tough start.
Is Mourinho still the gaffer at Roma this season?
Yep, he stayed. He had 2 offers from Saudi Arabia, but he stayed. Right now,
I like Mourinho.
That's what he said. That's what
right now, their market has been more of about free transfers. I think they got Ndika from Frankfurt on a free. Diabala stayed, so he's happy with that. Of course, they didn't get Scamacca. Scamacca's gone to Atalanta today. Obviously, it was official. They got Houssem Aouar from Lyon. But
wow. You know, he was linked to
Nice
his
player.
quality.
Oh,
Been linked
so
everywhere, man.
Quality.
City.
He was
Yeah.
linked to Real also.
He's been linked to
bro.
every club. What happened to
Every
him?
club.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, that's the type of thing that I keep saying to people. We shouldn't lose this type of talent in the French league. We shouldn't.
I would say it happens the same than
keep this kind of talent
Fekir.
inside the league. Say that again.
I said that it happened the same with
Fekir is
Fekir.
another one, yeah.
Another huge player at Lyon, leaving for a middle classification team in another championship like Roma and Betis here. So
this is why it happens,
that's
because
the
like
thing.
he was spoke of with such high. I remember a lot of City fans were talking of him, saying he could come in and be a David Silva replacement. The way he controls the tempo of the whole game himself, has the ability to speed it up, slow it down. And yeah, I think Arsenal were linked with him. I think Tottenham were as well. They're linked with most people. You're saying PSG were, Real were.
Real was.
Why does it end up that this happens? Where is he now?
At Roma.
Roma.
With Mourinho. Man, Mourinho calls you.
Oh, how old is he?
That could be an upset.
Can't be. How old is he? Like 26?
I don't know.
No clue.
How old is he?
I think he's 25. I have to double check that.
Right,
But
so
he's
maybe
quite a
that could be the
young player,
move.
yeah.
That if he goes there and shines there, then it could be. But it's just, I know he was
25.
spoke of so highly.
Alessandro, are you scared of Roma then this season or not?
No, I'm not scared of Roma this season. The
Okay.
two I'm scared of are actually three. I am scared of Juventus because they have no European football at all. So they've literally got one game a week, and they've kept most of their players. They're chucking out the veterans like Bonucci. Arthur's gone to Fiorentina, so they're getting out the deadwood, bringing in some young players like Timothy Weah on the right. They got Elan
Timothy Weah as well, bro. I forgot about bro. He was at PSG as well. His dad is a legend of PSG as well. Timothy Weah is so good.
They're talking about an exchange Vlahovic Lukaku.
Yes.
So imagine getting Lukaku at Juventus. It's gonna be tough this year.
He'll kiss the badge. He will kiss the badge. It's been confirmed.
Well, today's the 4-year anniversary of the Danilo Cancelo swap, and Juventus fans already on Twitter speaking about how this Vlahovic Lukaku one's going to end the same. A lot of players.
You can have Cancelo back if you want. They can have Cancelo back if they want.
You already got the good years.
A lot of the fans don't like Danilo, and he's their captain as well.
It's funny because I wasn't keen of Danilo at City, but a few City fans actually were quite keen on him. But I wasn't keen on him at City.
Danilo was here for maybe a couple of years, and we were him out of the club as soon as possible. So maybe he got better after the years in Italy, but
he's got slightly better. I think they've moved him now into, because they play a free back. They've moved him into more of a right centre back role instead of playing out wide. So it's more.
Who are the other two teams you're scared of?
Inter and Napoli.
Inter, still Inter. Is that just because of it being Inter?
Yeah, and their manager. Okay. I think Inzaghi's got them in a system playing fluid football and counter-attacking their quality. They haven't. I know Skriniar left, but to be honest, he didn't really play in the last 6 months of the Serie A, and they do have a quite aging defense with Acerbi. He's in his 30s. De Vrij as well. They do need a centre back. I know they have Bastoni as well, but their midfield is probably the best in the league.
Have they brought anyone? Because I know. Obviously, Lukaku, there's rumours of Lukaku going, right? Zeko's another year older.
Zeko's left. He's gone to Fenerbahce.
Oh, he's left. Right, Zeko's left. And
they got Marcus. They got Marcus Thuram on a free from
Gladbach. Nice.
Right, nice one.
Currently, they wanted Scamacca. Obviously, Scamacca chose Atalanta for more money. It wasn't. He wanted to go to Inter, but Atalanta gave him more of a salary, so he went to Atalanta instead. Morata was another option, but now he's renewed.
Morata can go also.
Yeah. Their first
he will kiss the shirt again.
Their first option was Balogun.
I saw that as well. Yeah,
because he was too expensive, they went to Scamacca, and now they're not going. They can't get Scamacca. They've put an offer in. I think it's still too low. I don't think Arsenal agree to it. But 30 million, then like plus 10 million bonuses, and then a big percentage of a future resale.
Is that for Balogun?
Yeah, that's for Balogun.
Yeah, see, Balogun's I think Balogun's good, right? I think he is good. He backs himself, which is something with a striker that you have to do. I think that's one of the reasons why Arsenal aren't keeping him, because Balogun won't stay at Arsenal to be second choice. He's been very clear with them that I don't. If your plan is that Jesus is your main number 9, and I'm one of the others, I don't want to stay here. That's why. Whereas, like, I think Balogun's definitely better than Eddie Nketiah. But Eddie Nketiah stayed around the team. Balogun's been sent to train with the B team because
that's a massive statement, mate.
Well, I think Balogun's really good, and I don't think Eddie Nketiah is very good at all, right? And I think the fact that Balogun has said, no, I'm not here to be your second choice striker. Wherever I go, I'm there to be the number 1. That is why he's demanding probably the money he is, because Arsenal know that Arsenal probably know he's better than Eddie Nketiah, but the one thing when we spoke about Aubameyang earlier is that Arteta knows about the team's harmony, and he knows that if Jesus' nose gets put out of joint, then that's Martinelli as well, and that's a lot of other players in the team will be like, this guy's just come back where he's been out on loan, and you're going to dislodge someone for him. And I think Arteta's looked at it and gone, I'd rather have Eddie, who's willing to play second fiddle, than Balogun, who's going to do exactly like Aubameyang, and when he's dropped, throw his toys out the
yes.
So,
yes.
And it does make sense. It does make sense. So I think he'd be a good signing. Look, the one for me that I can't stand up, and we were linked with him for years, by the way, is Lautaro Martinez. I think he's really poor. I think he's really, really poor.
No.
And I'm not backing him at all. I think we were linked with him for years, but I just
kind of Kun Agüero.
Behave.
That is shocking, mate.
People in England, you say you couldn't lace the boots Aguero walks in, bro. He couldn't even put his shin pads in his socks.
He's a World Cup winner and not Kun.
No problem. Otamendi was one. Well, so was Otamendi. So was,
the World Cup winner, but he was abysmal.
I know.
Look, even the truth is, even Mo, who I run Never a Foul with, he's a big Inter fan. He cannot stand him. He wants him out of the club. He's like, I cannot stand the guy. It's just he's so unclinical. They could have won the Champions League if he would have been a bit more on point. They could have won the Champions League. To be fair, I think he's just not clinical enough at all.
When is the transfer window closing?
End of the month.
That's September. The same for us. Yeah. That's the same for us, no? Or in September for you?
1st September for us, I think.
Yes, it's
the same for us.
Yeah.
So, Daps, you as a Man City fan, any other player you need to reinforce the squad? Or are you happy with the squad?
No, so you've got, if you look at it, so Pep likes working with a small team.
Well,
he's back.
There's a narrative.
Yeah, you're back, mate.
There's a narrative that City have a massive squad, and it's so like, and I always say to people, if you want to go through your squad and mine, we can do it on a stream, but don't just believe what everyone says. Go and look at it first, and you probably won't want to. Pep likes working with a small squad. The back end of last season, you got to remember, we loaned out Cancelo and never replaced him. So now he's back, but we've had Gundogan and Mahrez go. We've brought in Gvardiol, who's not replacement for either of them. Laporte will be going. So then that's that. And then we've lost Mahrez and we've lost Gundogan. Kovacic is coming for Gundogan. We still must get a winger for Mahrez. Now, Cole Palmer at the weekend came in, showed that he can offer what Mahrez did, but he's still young.
He's a kid from the club as well.
He's a kid from the club. He's been around the team for 2 years, and him and Pep apparently, so I know some of his friends that grew up. Most of the people I go to the games with are from the same estate as him, and like they get tickets off him in Madrid. They went and met him in the hotel to get tickets off him, and he isn't too keen on Pep apparently. Cole Palmer's but he's very keen on Lilo, who was Pep's assistant, who went to Qatar for a year and just came back like 4 or 5 days ago. Yesterday, Cole Palmer scored, and when he scored, Pep ran over to Lilo and was cuddling Lilo, right? So there's this whole thing that, and we've said if we don't get a replacement for Mahrez, Cole Palmer can't go out to Brighton, because I think Brighton are quite keen on him. But I've heard out the club from quite reliable sources, we want 2 more players before the transfer window closes. The one name that we really want apparently is Elise. We really, really want him. And
Elise from Crystal Palace?
Yeah.
I just came across a video of him in Paris with one of his mates when he was saying "Ici c'est Paris." Like I was like, I love this player. I would have loved to see him play for PSG. His quality.
He's very good. And for me, of all the players, we've been linked with a few other players. But for me, I think Matoma from Brighton would be linked with as well.
Yeah.
I just think it's weird because the way Pep likes to play, we've got Grealish on the left that's more about ball retention and bringing other players into the game. We've had Mahrez, which is far more direct. That's what Mahrez is. It's like a goal output. Now, Cole Palmer could be that. If I look at Elise, I think he could, under Pep, become very similar to Grealish. But and I have heard City... He's the one target that City really want, but he's got an injury at the moment, and they're just using that to kind of say, well, how much do we want him? And then the second one, I'll be honest, apparently we haven't got a clear, this is the player we want, but we feel that going into next season, we need one more just to strengthen our squad. I'm happy with how it is. I mean, the main thing with us is our defence was solid last season, back end, and with with Vardiol coming in, I think defensively we're going to be unbelievable, but
how is the mood amongst the City fans who now you won the treble? Now this season you're like, fuck it. Anything can happen. We don't give a shit. We won the treble anyway. Let's have a season off, No.
So I have to. There's two different types. I've got the type that are on my phone today saying, Daps, what the fuck? We just lost to our rivals. Like, we need to go out and spend a load of money. And I'm like, what? Because we lost in the Community Shield, we lost in the last two, and we went on and won the league and did a treble. Like, calm down. Like, and also there's the old lot that we're like, everyone, what? We've gone into seasons in the third tier of English football. We've gone into this. Calm down. Like, we've just won a treble. Yes, Gundo went. Kovacic has come in. Mahrez is gone. Give us some time. We've got a squad that's just won a treble. Like, it's not that bad. There's nothing that is that bad at this club. And ultimately, do you know what? We're here to just watch games, innit? As fans, that's what we're here. We had this conversation last week.
I have to say, Daps, your main focus this season should remain, if you want to be part of those big
Champions
European
League
clubs, yes, you need to confirm. You need to confirm and reiterate and win the Champions League again.
I hear you, but last season, we had this, City aren't going to win the league because they're way too focused on the Champions League. The truth is, and do you know what? One of Pep's coaching staff came out recently and did a lecture, and he said this whole myth of squad rotation, keeping players fit, is not true. The more games players play, the more their bodies kept warm, the more they actually are able to go again. And that's why, Arsenal, the back end of last season, were playing one game a week. City were playing a game every 2-3 days. It's true. So, yes, we want that Champions League again, especially the fact it's in England, and the fact that, look, we like doing things that people haven't done. We're the first team to do the domestic and in England, the domestic and the European treble. First team to get 100 points. Now we've done a three-peat. No one's done a four-peat, bro. The one thing is United say, you did a three-peat, but we did it before you. Let's go and do the four-peat. So, and it's our bread as we care about the league a lot. The league means a lot to us. So we want that, but don't get me wrong. Ruben Diaz has said there was this mental hurdle in Europe of us not being able to do it. That's gone. Watch the way we play this season.
The best acquisition you made this summer is getting back Juan Malillo. Malillo was the inspiration of Guardiola when he started being a coach.
Yeah.
So he's like the source of everything. So you get him.
Do you know what Pep said on him is that when times get hard, when things aren't going our way, there is no better man next to me than Lilo. That he's the guy that knows how to calm me down, how to reassure me. And look, I do believe this. There's been a lot of people that have left Pep's side over the years. And the season that Liverpool won the league, is it a coincidence that Arteta left us about January? And at times you could see Pep looking to just speak to someone and then them not being there. That he needs, when we did the 100-point season, every time Pep got the Manager of the Month award, the picture had all of his team behind him, because people talk about City being a machine, but it's not just Man City being a machine of the way the whole club operates. Pep's team is a machine. If Pep goes somewhere, he takes his whole team with him because he needs them, and they deserve the credit as well. So you're right with that.
100%.
Exactly.
100%. Well, guys, before we wrap it up, I just want to tell you both, Alessandro and Mr. Don't Add to Stream, aka Dubs, that your collectibles game is on fire. Like, you make us look ridiculous. Like, what's going on with those collectibles you have in the background? Alessandro, last week you were in your kitchen, and now you are showing us your AC Milan full signed kit. Like what year is that again?
This is 2008-9. If you can.
Wow.
Oh shit.
2008-9.
He's back. I think he's back.
That's 2008, 2009.
That was.
That's Ronaldinho.
Alessandro, you back?
Yeah, we can see him. We can see him.
We can see him and hear him.
Okay. I can't
Yeah,
hear
so that's 2008, 2009.
Cool.
That one over there, we were literally speaking about. If you could see that photo there, it's actually Aubameyang.
Aubameyang.
I met him at a Nike event. I think it was literally like 5 days after he signed for Arsenal, and I had my Milan shirt. And I spoke to him in Italian. I said, "You're gonna come back to Milan one day." And he said one day, but he never did.
Did he play for you?
I think his older brother was in our squad, and then he was in our academy. But at the time, we had Pippo Inzaghi, like all these players. He was never getting in, so we just.
What about you, Daps? What do you have? Show us your best piece of your collectibles in your background.
Best piece. Do you know what? Right, there's one. Hold on 1 second. Let me find it. There's one program that for me defines.
Bro, I'm fascinated by the programs, and that is such a UK thing. That we don't have such a thing in France, mate. We did something on our last podcast. That is fascinating.
The funny thing is, so I don't get I don't buy a program no more. But one of my friends that I've got a friend called Imran who I walk to and from the game with. Right. He's a Muslim who's completely on his deen, doesn't drink. We're complete opposites to each other, right?
Okay,
but we talk football to and from the game, and he sits in an area where they get a program, and he always grabs me one and gives me one. But there's one program that defines my journey with Man City. Let me just grab it 1 second.
Go on. I want to see that. I love that. You know, I thought it was just a chill. I can get my PSG collectibles in the background next time as well. So
this program here, it's from Sunday 14th of May 1995, right? And it's against Queen's Park Rangers. Yeah, it was the last.
QPR, club.
So, and on the front, you got Paul Walsh, who used to play for Arsenal as well, Uwe Rosler, and the relevance of this program. It was the last day of the season in 1995. Now, coincidentally, we played Queen's Park Rangers and we lost 3-2. Right?
Come on, you ass.
Right. So. That day was the most, it was at our old ground, Main Road. That day as a child was the most I ever celebrated anything, yeah? And the only relevance was that Man United didn't win the league and Blackburn Rovers did, yeah? That's all, that's, as my childhood at Main Road, that's all I had, was celebrating Man United not winning the league. The mad thing is, and I only thought this about 9 months ago, that day at Main Road, we played Queen's Park Rangers and we lost 3-2 at home. Fast forward to 2014, we played Queen's Park Rangers at the Etihad and we beat them 3-2 and won the league for the first time. And so exact same score switched. And I just got goosebumps talking about it because it shows
with the Aguero moment
that moment against the same team. And it shows how at the old stadium, it was like I'm celebrating the fact. And this is when we talk about Man United fans and how they are now, it's like how the tables have turned. That like last season, United just didn't want us to win that Champions League final. And I'm like, I get it. I was that guy. And that's how it makes it all the more beautiful to us that that was us. We had that. We had United having banners saying you haven't won a trophy for 34 and a half years. And now it's us doing all of it and we can laugh at them. So
nice one. It's an inspiration for PSG. I hope we'll also close our mouth very soon as well. As soon as we change ownership, but
imagine. I actually said this the other day. If Neymar ends up going, Mbappe's gone, or Mbappe doesn't look like he's going to be part of the team next year, and Messi's already gone. Imagine the three that come in win you the Champions League. It's a bit of a thing that kind of, you know what? Sometimes these big names aren't what it takes to go.
I know, and we've been screaming for this. And let's see how it goes. I don't think Asensio will help us a lot, to be fair. But let's see how it goes. But again, I don't care. It's a rebuilding phase. I think I have no real expectations for next season. It's the first season of Luis Enrique. He's losing a lot of key players. They're reshuffling everything again. Let's see how it goes. But as long as we have emotions, I don't really care.
There's two. They're saying Luis Enrique is willing to leave right now, Paris.
Whoa, for real?
No, wait, mate. That's the last one I wanted to touch base on because we heard a lot of things about this. What are they saying in Spain for Luis Enrique willing to leave before the beginning?
They're saying he's willing to leave because he don't like the situation with Mbappe having a player who is apart from the team. Yeah. That's what they say, journalists and media and so on,
What media?
Spanish media, bro. Come on.
Spanish media, right? But you ask it what they are saying in Spain. They're saying that Luis Enrique is willing to leave Paris right now. And if there's a coach that can do that, it's Luis Enrique.
For real?
Because if he wants to leave, he will leave.
Victor, let's be honest. There is an agenda on PSG in Spain in general. Can be Real Madrid, can be Barcelona.
Why is there an agenda? Tell me why. I know why. I'm just being. I'm just serving.
You know it, Victor. You know it. Come on.
Obviously,
we were the new rich in town. There was a lot of rivalry on the transfer window market as well. But
at the beginning, it wasn't that, well. When you got the Qatari owners at the beginning, there was a great relation between Florentino and Al-Khelaifi.
Of course, because the Qataris, they are the one founding your stadium renovation, bro.
Oh, whoa, you as well.
No, not the Qatari, not the Qatari.
You as well. You as well.
We are with UAE, with Emirates. It's Emirates, not Qatar.
Oh, but we paid 300. Our owners put 300 in it as well.
Nah. Double check that. But Qatar hedge funds are involved with the renovation of Santiago Bernabeu, and on top of this, Florentino Perez, he has a lot of properties that is managed by Qatar.
So to being involved, that's investing in something to get more money.
Yeah, look at him, look at him.
But bro, honestly, go and check it again. And our owners' hedge fund have also invested 300 million into it as well.
Maybe you're gonna get a box, a VIP box at the new stadium. No worries.
There's no coincidence. It actually came just afterwards. Victor, after we played you last year in the league,
imagine if Luis Enrique leaves PSG before the beginning of the season, 3 weeks after joining.
Go where though?
I don't think so.
That is, if that happens
with him,
we look like clowns, like brother, everywhere in the world, proper clowns.
Sure.
That will be ridiculous if that happens. I don't know.
That's why I told you, even if Mbappe,
Barca agent, mate, he's been sent by Barca to make us look like clowns.
That could be real too,
Yeah, you never know. They can pay him, say, yeah, go sign for PSG, and then beginning of the season, just leave anyway.
Do you know, there's one thing real quick that I think will be a good week when it. Does anyone know yet when the Champions League draw is?
End of August.
Let me check right now.
First week of September is starting already.
Right, because that'll be a good show, won't it? Where we can all discuss who everyone's got and whatever else.
100%.
Which one of you lot gets Arsenal?
Mate, as long as I have an English club, obviously, I'm happy with it.
Well, Milan will be in pot 3.
31st
away
August.
day at the Etihad is always a good away day.
31st August.
31st of August.
21st of August. Yes, thank you.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, that would be a good one. That would be a good one.
That's a Thursday.
So Thursday, Monday we can talk on it then.
Yeah, 100%. Or we can do a special show that we'll sort it out. If everyone is available, we'll do a little something. Not necessarily during the draw, but like a debrief of the draw, something like that.
Actually, and next Monday.
Yeah, next Monday. Yeah.
Before I fly out early Tuesday morning to Greece for the Super Cup. So
nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to adjust the time of the show?
No. It's fine. But we've got Seville, so.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Interesting.
You can tell
we'll be talking. I'll tell you something about Sevilla. I was watching the match the other day against Betis, and also the one against Real Sociedad. Really poor right now.
Really?
So let's see. The other day, also against Atletico de Madrid, they made 1-1. And the match was awful, It was on Saturday night. It started at 4 a.m. I just came back home, and my brother-in-law was at the TV watching the match because he's a fan of Atletico de Madrid, and I was watching the match with him. And after maybe the first time, I said, "Guy, it's already 6 a.m. I'm leaving."
They beat us. Atletico beat us 2-0. Atletico beat us 2-0 the other day. To be fair.
Yeah. And the match was awful. The first part was awful. and Sevilla didn't propose anything, not even 3 passes in a row. So we'll see.
Another trophy for us then, hopefully.
It's going to be hard for them. Yeah.
Right, boys, that was a good one. Thanks again for attending. I mean, we're building this. I think it's well needed for everyone that is not paying too much attention to the other leagues. I think that's great. You'll receive some local knowledge from people live and direct from the corresponding countries as well. That's amazing. So let people know, guys, where they can find you on socials as well. Big up to FanFest for organizing the show. But let's kick it off with Alessandro. Where can people find you on socials?
On Twitter and Instagram, it's Alessandro99.
Oh, I tagged someone else in this post.
It's all right. Actually, wait, no, that's my Twitter. My Instagram is...
I'm hoping I got it right.
It's Alessandro with 3 A's underscore.
No, I didn't. Oh, well, never mind. Hold tight the other Alessandro. Find me at don't add me to the stream.
No, don't do that. You're never going to find Dubs if you do that.
Listen, the most important one is Never Foul YouTube channel.
Never Foul.
And off of that, you'll be able to find me. But on YouTube, Never Foul. We'll be live at later tonight, about 11 p.m. tonight. But usually we're live at about 2 p.m. most days, and then 10 p.m. most days, talking everything Premier League football. So,
what about you, Victor? Victor is building his channel this season, so it's brand new for him. So have a look.
Stu, you can go through my Twitter. I put it on the chat, Lazy Sportsman, where I share usually content about sports, not only football. So there you can find it.
That's great. That's great. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Starting next week on Monday, our sponsor, Vintage. We're selling vintage kits, vintage collectibles, vintage jackets on all football clubs. Vieru Vintage Shop will start putting in place a giveaway. So get involved. We'll communicate on this next week. You have the opportunity to win free items every show as well, and promo codes and everything. So yeah, again, it will be a random thing. You might win a PSG 90s cap, and then you Marseille fan. Sorry about that, but you will not pick up the item that you want. But again, it will be quality items. So get involved. And again, thanks for watching, and see you on the next one. Have a good evening, lads.
Have a good one, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.